What's going on, folks? Before I go into this video right here, first of all, this is Kid Shorty Gaming Nation. Click share, subscribe, donate, support the channel. Right? I'm making this live because I notice every time black men in the black culture make a move to do something to better themselves, or anytime it has something to do with black women, other black men choose to hold a judgment against black men or critique black men or what you call shame black men, right? So black women always shame black men for doing things that make black men happy, for himself that make him happy. Whether it be shaming him for if he dates outside his race, if pretty much according to black women, if it's something the black man is doing that she doesn't like or she doesn't agree with, he's not a real man, he's weak, he's gay, he's effeminate, he's not a real man according to black women. Now, anytime black men do something in his own masculinity that benefit himself and it affects black women, other black men will do it. Right? So when it comes to the passport bros, it's black American men mainly that are saying, well, shit, black culture says I'm lame, I'm a cornball. It says that my black women don't respect me, they don't want my leadership. 60 years of black women getting on TV and saying, I don't need no man, I'm single by choice, black men are broken dusty, blase school, blase school. And then the black men they say they don't want are lames and cornballs, according to what lame and cornball is according to black culture. Now, according to black culture, a lame or cornball is a brother that's into video games. He's intelligent. He's into he's not into being a thug. He's not into being a gangbanger. He's not trying to hug the block. He's not trying to deal dope. He's not from the hood, even though most brothers are from the hood, right? But even though they're from the hood, they're just civilians. They're not. They might not assume that kind of culture of those cultural the social hierarchy amongst black culture, right? They could be from the hood and still be into video games and be nerds, but black culture doesn't accept that type of black masculinity. Black culture shames that type of masculinity into being weak. Black women don't find that type of man valuable. If you heard black women on the internet and off the internet say this is something that objectively every black man can agree to. Because most black men, we have heard that all our lives. So even if you want to say it's a anecdotal experience relative to every black man, it's too many black men with that same anecdotal relative experience coming on the internet and saying this. Even outside people, outside of the community, can look at the community and say say that, right? So now black American men are saying, you know what? If in order for me to deal with black women, I have to be this certain type of character that I don't want to be for myself. You know what? I'm just gonna date outside my race or find women that do accept me for who I am. Right? When it comes to the passport bros, right? Um, these are black American men that are saying, no, I want to be a provider, I want to be a protector, I want provisioning. But at the same time, I want my woman to respect me too. I want my woman to love and appreciate the value that I bring to them. And that's why they're going overseas to find more traditional women. Now they're not just going to Thailand or any of these other places. There are black American men going to Africa, American men going to Jamaica, going to the Caribbean. You have black Colombians, you have black Cubans, you have a lot of black uh you have black Brazilians. Brazil has the largest black or African presence there from slavery, right? And what I've noticed is that you have men, black American men, shaming other black American men because they want to go overseas and find happiness over there. Something they haven't been getting here in the American space. And you have even have black men going as far as to say, I hate passport bros. Shaming other black men for doing what they want to do, which goes against man codes, right? Because one thing that I can respect about European men, they might not agree with each other's movements, but they're not going to speak against each other's movements. That's one of the codes that at least the Nation of Islam and the pro-blacks have with each other, right? They might have a disagreements amongst each other, but they're not going to fight or go to war with each other. They're still going to respect each other as men. But not other black men in the black community. When other black men say what's a real man or what's not a real man, it's subjective. It means if your masculinity, your version of masculinity is disagreeable with mine, you're not a real man. If I'm a player and I choose, and it's based on if I choose to stay here and deal with modern women or deal with the fucked up environment, I'm more of a real man than you. No, no, no. It's not that you're more of a real man than me. You just choose to deal with the environment. You choose to pretend that the environment you're in is not shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're pretending. You're pretending that the modern women here in America, you're pretending that feminism doesn't affect them. It's not affecting the dating pool. You're pretending as if uh the different feministic program hasn't affected them. You're pretending as these things haven't affected your women, or these influences that your women chose to follow is not affecting their dating and can affect the man. See, what a woman does can affect that man's house because she's doing something in your house that can cause a problem. Just like if somebody comes in your house and there's little trash inside your house. So you have a block party, you have a house party, and somebody breaks something in your house. That can affect your house. Somebody's breaking something in your house. Well, that's what women are doing. They're bringing influences in your house that are not your own. And every time black men in the past have tried to check black women, right? On that, their power gets usurped. Other people try to check black men on how to check his woman in his own house, right? And I notice every time when black women get up there and they lie on black men's name, they speak things about black men that are not true. Them same black men who shame passport bros, they don't check the women for that. They let the women say what they want to say. But when black men choose to do something and say, you know what, I'm not going to complain about it since you're telling me I can't complain in my own house. I can't lead in my own house. I can't hold my woman accountable in my own house. Okay, cool. I'm going to go somewhere else and build another house somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Black men that are afraid to check black women in their own house is going to check another black man for how you want to operate. That goes against man code. If you don't agree with how I operate, mind your fucking business. But let's go into it, right? Uh, this video, this guy said why he hates passport bro. Let's go into it, bro.
Sweeping her own floor is a slave duty.
No, it's a slave duty when you have to do all of those things and still pay half of the bills.
Now, we recognize this guy. I destroyed his talking points in the 50-50 video. But what he just said is true and false.
Huh?
It's true because if she's paying half the bills, she shouldn't be doing everything around the house. Let's be
But
honest.
the 50-50 that black women be paying, their 50% is really 5 to 10%. Black women might have to pay maybe the cable bill, maybe the utility bill. Even that 50%, black men are still paying for the mortgage and the rest of the bills on the house. So black women's 50% is really 10%.
That's not fair, but it's false because men help around the house.
That's what I'm saying. During that 50%, the black women or women in general are not doing everything around the house. Black men are getting up, going to work, and coming home and helping around the house too.
In different ways. They take out the trash, fix things around the house, do all the heavy lifting. They exterminate your bug problems. We take care of our kids, and some of us cook and clean. And on top of it, we're top
Flight security of the world, Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world.
So let's continue.
You see, men like this are so dense that they can go overseas and not realize that the women that they're going to talk to across seas are going to expect them to be the same providers that they're running away from being.
Black men are not running away from being providers here in the States. They're willing to do that, right? Remember, the average black man makes, let's go to black demographics. Black demographics. Demographics. And we're going to keep showing these statistics. All right. Income. All right, let's go here. Men working full time, making 50K. The thing is that the average black woman is making 44K. But that 50K, according to black women, is not enough for black men to be a provider for them. Be a provider for them. Right? The average black woman who's making 44K want to date a black man that's making 100K. 6 figures. All of the average black women want a 6 figure earner. So not that black men are running away from being providers. They all want to be providers. Is that according to black women, a black man providing 50K a year is not enough for her. Right? And even the black men that have degrees, they're still making more money than the black women who do have degrees. But black women are the most educated, or more educated than black men. You let them tell it, right? Even a single father home is making more money than a single mother home. So how's a single father home able to provide for his children, but he can't do that in a marriage? And combined, they're making 94K, right? And a white couples, when it compared to white, they're making average together 100K. So they're doing 50-50 as well. And they're putting their incomes together and making that 100K. And they're making 80K on the median household. Right? So let's go back to it, to what this guy is saying. This is a crazy motherfucker right here, too. You the actual broke nigga running away from your provider duties.
In America. And good luck telling that woman overseas parents that their precious daughter has to pay half the bills while she's living with a grown ass man. And
Hold on. So this is what's happening. You have black American men who know that black dude is not the majority of black men. The majority of black men, as I just showed you, average income is 50K, right? He knows that the black guy they're talking about is the minority of black men. So he's pushing the narrative that black women have been pushing, that all niggas just lay up under a black woman's house and live off their woman. That's not how that go. That's the minority. That's not the majority of black men. But that narrative keeps getting pushed. Now it's being pushed on passport bros who are making their money. And we're going to show content that supports the passport bros today.
She has to go and still perform those wifely duties. You see, make it make sense, family.
He's right. You guys aren't going
Mexican couples do that.
overseas and splitting the bills with these ladies. You're having traditional relationships with these women because it's cheaper to do that overseas. But if most of you could afford to do that in the United States, you would. And if women,
yeah. What? Yeah. If black women expect you to have six figures for you to for them to be traditional, and over there all it takes is 50K to be a traditional guy over there with the average income, why not? It's cheaper to be traditional over there.
didn't have to work, you'd get a similar type of love too. Anyways, I'll let the brother explain why you should be with the black woman.
The black American woman is one of the best women that you can ever get in the world.
Really?
The black woman is so loyal that she sticks with her man through his shortcomings, his excuses for his failures, through his cheating,
Who
through his
told you that?
infidelity. She sticks with him.
Who told you that?
Is anybody on YouTube just balanced? Well, besides me, he was pandering so hard, it got really uncomfortable for me. Anyways, point two is you guys are simply selling yourselves dreams because most of you aren't moving out of the country to be with these women long term. Most of you are just paying for cheap fun, which isn't my style, but that's fine with me.
How do you know that? Have you been out there to talk to any of those passport bros, my man? Most of your presumptions about those passport bros come from your own experiences out here in America. And in black culture, there's this trick and simp and sucker culture in black culture. If a black guy takes a chick out to go to let's say Shake Shack and he pays for the date and say she fakes on him the next day, he's a trick or a sucker. But if he takes her out on that date, right? On that same Shake Shack, if he takes another chick out, say you have one chick he takes out on a Shake Shack, and she puts him in his phone. Let me explain this properly, right? Say you take a chick out on a date, and you take her out to a Shake Shack, right? And she flakes you, or she gets disrespectful to you because you spent money on that date. You're a trick or you're a sucker. But if you take a next chick out on that same date, same Shake Shack, she respects you. She doesn't save you on the phone as food. She actually continues to date you, and she actually lets you hit on the first day. Can you say that man is still a sucker? And then on top of that, she takes you on some dates. You take her out on some dates after that. And now you're in a long-term relationship and you got married. Can you still call that man a sucker or a trick? You can't. And how do you know that those guys are going over there and doing that? How do you know that if it's the most or if it's some, if you've never been over there or you never talked to a passport bro? How do you guys know that? Y'all are getting that information from what black women say is going on over there. Let's go.
But I hate when you guys come on the internet acting like y'all are moving out of the States to be with these women long term. Most of you aren't moving these women back either, according to Brother O'Shea.
And I've lived.
So you're getting your information from a secondhand source from O'Shea Duke. And why would those men move those women back to the states so that those women could get poisoned by the American Western culture bullshit? Why would they move them back over there? And you know what niggas gonna say? Um, your influence as a man is the reason. Your lack of influence as a man is the reason why, or your lack of game or influence as a man is the reason why that woman left you or chose to go to somebody else. Now that could be true and it can't be true, right? Because it could be true if you allow her to disrespect you, you allow her to take charge of you, you allow her to um, you know, you don't use your influence to lead her properly or to check her when she get disrespectful or if you're inconsistent or if you're self as a man, you don't have a structured, consistent leadership about yourself. You're not evolving, you're not upgrading, you're not progressing with your masculinity, right? That's where it could be true that you might lose your influence with your girl. Where it's not true is that you could be consistent, you could be progressing with your masculinity, but she could still choose somebody else's influence over yours, right? The outside influences can blind her from your influence. No matter how strong your influence is, other influences, right? Remember, she has to choose to follow your influence, right? It's not about you just choosing that woman. She got to choose you back, and she has to keep choosing you again. So now, why take your woman back into America, right? No matter how strong your influences are, and to open her up to other Western influences in America. Why would you take her back to that? To get that poison or that venom in her? Then guess what? They're gonna say it's your fault because you brought her back to America.
Abroad the last 6 to 7 years. And don't get me wrong, there are people who want to come to.
See, a man's influence, yeah, yes. You have to have strong influence with yourself. You have to always be self improving, all those other things. But she still has to choose to follow your influence. She has to choose to see. She has to see. She herself has to see the value in following your influence. And if she see another influence, whether it's good or bad, she can value a bad influence and follow that influence. No matter how good your influence is, it's still up to her to choose whether she follows you or not because that's what she wants to do or that's what she wants to respond to. So it's not always the man's fault. As long as that woman has free will to choose what she wants to do, it's not always the man's fault.
United States, and there are people who really respect the United States. But we got to be actually honest here. A lot of women love their culture. It's the culture in which they learn their language, they have their own personal friends, and things like that. So not every woman is interested in coming back to the United States to live. Some women may want to come and visit, but then a woman has to look at the fact she's coming to the United States. She has absolutely no family there, and if she's a woman that's from like the middle class or upper middle class, there would really be no need to go to the United States unless she was, trying to achieve something in the United States educational system or things like that. A lot of women are not necessarily begging to come to the United States.
So if she doesn't want to move here and you don't want to move out there, what are y'all doing? Y'all just fucking, because this does nothing for you long term. This is
Why do you care? Why are you dictating to other black men how to operate? That goes against the man code. Why are you in other man's business? Black men have become so afraid to check their own black women that they'll check other black men or how they want to operate. That goes against man codes too. You don't see European men doing that. You don't see Asian men doing that. You don't even see Latin men doing that.
isn't dating with a purpose. And if you're not dating with a purpose, you, my friend, may die alone.
That clip, and then
Hold on. How do you know they're not dating with a purpose? Have you talked to them? Have you gone out there? Have you interviewed them? Have you gotten the research yourself? No, you haven't. You're just talking. They go these dating coach ass niggas. None of these. This nigga, Miles is Jamaican, and 50's Nigerian. Both of them moved out here, and Jamaican niggas are the ultimate passport bros. Jamaican niggas go all over the planet and fuck bitches. So all those, you can't tell no Jamaican nigga he weak for that.
talk about it.
I'm taking care of a girl in another country.
Your way, stop.
What?
Oh my
Stop.
God.
Hold on.
God. You're taking care of a woman in another country for what?
What's up, guys? My name is Orlando. I'm 27, and I currently live in Philadelphia.
All right, so what's your question?
Oh no, I may give a balanced one on this.
My question is, how do you get out of the mentality of worrying about how the woman will maintain herself when you're no longer providing?
How the woman will do what?
That's crazy.
Like,
that was a crazy question. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's say you're maintaining a girl, right? You provide, the food, the living, and everything.
No, this is what I will disagree with. I disagree with providing with a woman that ain't mine, or you haven't earned your space with. You haven't earned my provision from you. Do you understand that part of the three masculinities, the 3 P's of manhood, is what it takes for a man to be a provider? And the provider part, it's a lot. It takes a lot for a man to assume that role. A lot of shit he got to do. I'm gonna go into what the 3 P's of manhood is after this video. But it takes a lot for a man to do that. To one, become a provider. Stage 3 to become a protector. And the final stage to become a procreation. So if a woman wants that from me, something that I have to work for in my masculine to obtain, she got to earn that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if I move out overseas. She got to earn that. I don't care if I'm here in America still. She got to earn that. Now, I don't plan on marrying overseas or becoming a passport bros or any of that. But I'm not going to speak against the passport bros or say you shouldn't be a passport bro if that's what you feel you got to do. I'm gonna respect you. I'm gonna respect you man to man because that's what you want to do. And my position for black men is that you're free. And my position is if America don't respect you, your own black culture don't respect you, then fuck them. Don't obligate your time and energy and your masculinity. Don't obligate your 3 P's of manhood, your protection, your procreation, and your provision or your provider energy to community, culture, or country that don't respect you, don't honor you, and don't appreciate your masculinity. Go somewhere else where when you obligate hold on, so let me say this. Black men, do not obligate yourself to a culture, a community, a race, a nationality, or a country that does not respect your 3 P's of masculinity: provision or provider, protection, and procreation. Obligate yourself to people, a society, a community that will respect that from you. You understand? And fuck what other people think, how you want to operate. My issue is that when other black men do it, and other black men know how black men in America have been treated and what they have gone through. You understand?
Provide for what? And then wait, and what happens after you provide? What happened? Go ahead.
No, like providing basic amenities. But what I'm saying is, like, what you guys saying earlier was true, like about the foreign country and the United States and everything. So the thing is, with my situation, I'm taking care of a girl in another country.
Your way, stop.
What?
Hold on.
I'll have to hear what they say.
You're taking care of a woman in another country for what?
Okay, so I fell into the whole trap,
Stick say he fell into.
No, just say I'm red pilled.
It's more of
Just say I'm red pilled.
Wait. Where'd you meet this woman?
Dominican Republic.
Okay, so you was in the Dominican Republic, and when did this happen? How long ago?
Earlier this year.
Earlier this year. What month? When was this?
Oh god damn.
This was in January.
January. Okay, so now you've only known a woman for 6 months overseas, and you're taking care of her.
Yeah, no, that nigga bugging.
Why?
This dude is bugging, and what the dating coaches like to do is they like to take instances like this and blame it on all the passport bros and say all the passport bros are doing this, or the passport bros in general are doing this. So they do the same thing that black women do. That's why I say black men are effeminate.
I just fell in love with her body, man.
No. Wait. Stop. I need to
Hold
know
on.
this. Hold on.
Steve the Dean, double Jordan. What the fuck was that, nigga? This nigga's a whole alien.
Yeah.
Look at this nigga.
Why?
I just fell in love with her
A whole
body.
alien ass
No.
nigga.
Wait. Stop. I need to know.
But
This.
he
Hold
fell
on,
in love with
How
the
much
bitch in
money-
6
how much
months.
money-
I ain't
no,
gonna
how
lie.
much-
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. He fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. If you going over there and you met this chick in January, you only known her for 6 months, and she ain't your wife, she ain't earned any of that stuff from you. You haven't brought her up to, well, she gotta bring herself up to the States first. She ain't done none of that, and you're already doing that, then you're in error. Because she didn't earn any of that stuff from you. She didn't prove that she can respect what you provide or what you can procreate or what you can protect. She doesn't respect any of your 3 P's of masculinity. So why are you obligating yourself to a woman for 6 months? All right. My issue is that they're going to take that dude and blame all those passport bros for doing that. Anyway.
How much money is she getting from you monthly?
Or he getting?
Well, it's not really monthly because I was there with her. You know, so basically I was there with her earlier this month until July, which I came back, and I'm coming back this month to the country.
He in
Hey
love
man,
with
hey man, let me say this, dude. Y'all trying to run overseas, but they finessing y'all over there. You guys are, this is the second call from the DR today, and y'all talking about going overseas, and he's just finessing you over there. You are a bitch.
And no, I don't think this happens to all travel bros, but the fact that you would pay to fly out of the country to meet women shows me that this group of men is more likely to be finessed for the girlfriend experience instead of actually finding a girlfriend. Sure, some of you don't get finessed that bad, but some of you have been robbed for your phones, your jewelry, your computers. I hear the stories all the time. And these
Okay, but brother, in America, some of them are going over there and getting that happen to them. In America, black men, that has happened to black men all the time in America. All day, every day. Like, have you not heard the stories in America? What did you grow up in New York? Did you grow up in New Jersey, Philly, LA, Florida? Any state in America with the concentration of black men there, have you not heard those stories? Some of the black men that go over there versus getting robbed versus the bountiful of black men in the states that are getting robbed and getting their lives taken from them, getting set up by black American women over here and getting finessed. Come on, brother.
countries, you're a target.
Let me say this to all the dudes that's
Now, I will say
what
that.
Kevin said.
Which there are passport brothers that do warn against that. There are passport brothers that are out there and they're successful, a lot of them, and they do warn the brothers about that. So, black men, if you are going out there, don't allow yourself to be a target. Like if I were to go out there and be a passport bro by myself for the first year, I'm just going to research the terrain, meaning I'm not going to involve myself in sex tourism. I'm not even going to date. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to learn the law of that country. I'm probably going to get a job there first, figure out how to get some kind of employment, find a place to stay, find something to eat, see how I can learn that culture, learn that language, See how I could be see how I could provide my protection, my provision, and my those two pieces of masculinity, manhood there, protection and provision are providing there, right? So for the first year, I'm not going to engage in any dating. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna figure out what's the law of that land, research the terrain, research the people, learn from the culture, and adapt to that environment first before I get into dating and relationships when I go out there, right?
Sam used to call
And
hit
find a group of other brothers that's out there that are successful.
high value men in training. Nowadays, think that that's nothing.
Or you have character flaws, people aren't gonna want to deal with you.
Try to find something wrong
How
with
do
you.
you know that the black men have character flaws, bro? See, y'all been taking cues from black women. See, black American men, they've accepted what black women, the lies that black women have been telling on them, and they are assuming that the black American men who are passport bros, based upon the image that black women have created for black men, goes for those passport bros over there. So black American men have accepted the image, the fucked up image that black women have created for them, right? So let's look at passport bros. Shout out to Angry Man. So Angry Man is something about
have been around since as long as I can remember on YouTube. Did anybody else notice that most of the guys that are mad at passport bros didn't get mad until black women got mad?
Angry Man, shout out to you. That's what I've noticed too. I've noticed that most of the black men on YouTube did not get upset with the passport bros until black women got upset with passport bros. And the black men on YouTube are projecting what black women are saying about the passport bros. They're not going and asking those passport bros, they're not even coming out this country to go interview the passport bros in those countries themselves to see what's going on over there. Most of the black American men never left this country or never even left their block or their city to see anything outside of America. All they've experienced is black culture. So now when you're in a fucked up Western culture enough, and the reason why you don't have any problems with women is because you're getting boxed on the first day, of course you're not going to see no issue. Right? Because even if you're getting boxed, the first moment that chick give you problems, you're going to leave anyway. You know what I'm saying? So if you're basing yourself getting boxed, you know what I'm saying? Of course you're not going to have problems with women. Because the moment she give you problems, you're going to dismiss her, which means that you got problems with women. You just able to recognize when she's being a problem and you let her go. That doesn't mean she's not still a problem. But a lot of the black American men here in black culture, they've adapted to the fucked up environment. That's why they don't see that it's a problem. They're accustomed to it. And the passport bros were smart enough to know to say, oh, well, shit, I'm not going to sit up here and keep dealing with this. And I'm not going to let people keep gaslighting me and telling me that black women, that it's my fault that black women are moving this way. When we have 60 years of evidence to showcase black women are choosing to move this way based on themselves. All right. So shout out to the Angry Man. Let's look at I don't want to look at the let's see this. Let's look at this.
Back from vacation, man. The videos of these cocksuckers hating on the passport bros, man. But like I said before, they can't stop the movement.
What you know what I've noticed is that black men have been trained to hate black men. And black men are trained to hate black men based upon black women's instructions. That's how programmed other black men are.
The movement is too powerful, man. It's like a bulldozer coming downhill, too fast, too powerful.
What I can respect about white men is they respect each other no matter what each individual white man decides to do. They still respect each other so long as they're successful at what they're doing. A white man will respect a white man if he's with an Asian chick, black chick, Indian chick, no matter what chick that man is with. Because white men understand that if this chick is with me, that means I conquered that chick. I conquered that planet. Or I conquered that continent or that country. And that woman is under my program. See what I'm saying? That's what white men understand. You don't hear white men playing with each other about what's a real man or not. Based upon the type of woman he wants to deal with or find. You know what I'm saying? Men of olden times, they never used to dictate what's a real man based upon what type of woman he wanted to get with or be in a relationship with. Or if you want to go seek out a woman. Because I'm going to go through the 3 P's of masculinity to show you that. Men would shame other men based upon how he was operating with himself. Not with how he operates with the type of woman he wants to get married to. We're going to show you that, right?
We're going to roll over these cocksuckers. You see what I'm saying? And we're going to address these dudes in 1 minute, man. But please let me continue the story, man. I got to get it off my chest, man. I got to get it off my chest, man. Brother. Now, listen, I just got back. I had a great time. Had a bowl in Colombia, man. Met a lot of beautiful Colombian women down there. I mean, they don't make them in the States like they make them down there, man. Point blank.
And I'm going to show you why you're not a simp or you're weak in your masculinity for pursuing women outside your country. It's not weak in your masculinity. You're not weak for doing that. I'm going to show you why.
Period. Whatever's in the water, good God, you need to stay in the water. Listen, but the highlight of my whole trip out of 3 weeks was the last 3 days, man. I met this Colombian woman, 5'11", tall, long legs, long hair, natural skin, no weave, no lashes. I'm talking about she was so beautiful, man, with a nice pinky back there. Good God, man. Listen, man, this is the type of girl that you bring to the pearly gates. When Jesus opened up the gates to see God, he let me right through with her. You get right through. You get a pass with her. You can't bring Shaniqua. You can't bring the bonnet. You cannot bring the lashes with you through the pearly gates, man. Listen, I understand what the girlfriend experience is all about now. I get it, man. A lot of OGs talk about it, man. I had it for 3 days. I didn't let her out my sight, man. I mean, she was so feminine. She was so cooperative. She was so soft. She was so elegant. She was so ladylike, man. You can't find that in the States, man. Good Lord, listen to me. You hear me? I understand why men bring them back to the States, man. You don't want to let them out to the sight, man. You want to take care of them. You just want to be there for them as they're there for you. They make you feel so good. They make you want to do better. They make you want to try harder. Listen, man, I get it.
Okay. I disagree with that. Man, you should look to yourself on why you want to do better. You know what I'm saying? Now, a woman can be in your space and contribute to that, but you have to be the primary source of why you want to do better.
Now, you see me? I get it, man. But at the end of the day,
all right. So let's go into the 3 P's of masculinity. 3 P's of manhood. 3 P's of manhood. Procreate. The imperative to procreate essentially requires that a man act as a pursuer of women, successfully impregnate and thus create a large and vigorous family that expand his lineage and as much as possible. The procreator role requires acting as initiator in the seduction, courtship of women. Fertility and potency, the ability to get it up, the ability to sexually satisfy a woman, the fecundity, and having as many children as possible. Why men are historically given this role? Higher testosterone and thus sexual drive, ability to have numerous children, and higher desire to spread seed. All right. So the passport bros are not weak in their masculinity. They're moving how they're supposed to move. All right. So let's go. I think there's a. Let's go to procreator. Procreate. Right. Man is procreator. The imperative to procreate essentially requires that a man act as a pursuer of women. Other three P's, I think the charge to procreate properly, it has the least resonance with modern men and will be the most controversial. There are many reasons for this. Beyond the fact that procreate is a word little used these days, it tends to remind one of an old preacher who employs it as euphemism for sex. But we're going to skip on. Procreation is a civic duty, right? So passport bros going overseas to find women to procreate, that's part of their traditional masculinity. If over in America, um, majority of the women saying that this is toxic masculinity, and you hear Ebony K. Williams up there saying, influencing black women to go against go behind black men's back to get artificial insemination, right? Which means that Ebony K. Williams is saying, telling black women not to go to black men for sperm or procreation. They could do that artificially now, right? So what do you think is going to happen next after that? The birth of his first child is an important event for a Sambia man. It is the attainment of manhood. To be fully masculine, a Sambia man must not only marry, but father some children. Having many children is one of the many social functions that constitute the notion of a cultural competence, which directly enhances group security. In impregnating his wife, the Sambia man has proved himself competent in social functions. Not so far away among the barrier of the Anga territory, a man gains prestige with each succeeding birth until he truly becomes a man. That is the father of at least 4 children, right? Every society erects a standard for manhood that are designed to motivate men to overcome the passivity and timidity inherent in human nature in order to perform the often hard and dangerous tasks that are needed for the community to survive and thrive. A man must demonstrate what Gilmer calls cultural competence. He must be useful, effectual, of service to his family and his people, in striving to live the 3 P's of a man wins honor for himself and gains other benefits as well, while at the same time contributing to society, collective stability, security, and power. In this way, the code of manhood benefits both the individual and the group. Right? So the passport bros who black American men and going over there to pursue women, he's not a simp for that. This is something that's been programmed into men since the beginning of time. Even in these primitive tribes, that's what it is. The Sambia man. So that is masculinity. When home ties are loosened, when men and women cease to regard a worthy family life, with all its duties fully performed and all its responsibilities lived up to, as a life best worth living, then evil days for the Commonwealth are at hand. There are regions in our land and classes of our population where the birth rate has sunk below death. That sounds like the black community. Surely it should need no demonstration to show that willful sterility is, from the standpoint of the nation, from the standpoint of the human race, the one sin for which the penalty is national debt, race debt, and sin for which there is no atonement. No man, no woman can shirk the primary duties of life, whether for love or of ease and pleasure or for any other cause, and retain his or her self-respect. Theodore Roosevelt. Right. Let's see this tribe. Thus, while in modern tends to think of sex and children in terms of our personal pleasure and fulfillment, in ages past, procreation was seen as a civic duty. So the passport bros are doing a civic duty. Right? The more members a community had, the more hands there were to gather and produce food and goods. Most importantly, to serve as protectors. The size of one's village, along with its men. Repetition for fierceness was a crucial deterrent in convincing enemies not to even attempt to attack. Huh? Let's go. Right? Not gonna read all of this today. Results matter. In Southern Spain, people will heap scorn upon a married man without children. No matter how sexually active he may have been prior to marriage, what counts as a result, not preliminaries. So for men of the olden time, results did matter. And y'all can read the rest of this. On, has cheapness of sex demotivated men? There's another significant implication of sexual evolution as well. As mentioned above, since women once served as gatekeepers to sex and kept it relatively tight, locked up, men had to strive to show their powers as protectors and providers in order to woo them, to giving up the key. In economic terms, the demand for sex was high, and so was the price, so that men had to pay a lot to get it. What then would one expect to happen if sex became readily available without much effort? Men will lose the motivation to build up their status. Thus, some social scientists posit is exactly what has happened in the sexual marketplace. Male demand for sex has remained the same, but its price has dropped dramatically. There's no need to slay a dragon, just buy a lady dinner and invite her back to your place. The modern cheapness of sex, some theorize, accounts for the way many young men are resisting commitment and floundering in other areas of their lives, such as academics and career responsibilities. If you're interested in this economic sex theory, this well done video explains it more. Sex, the overweight pillar of manhood. One of the most interesting is, let me go into that. Whew. See, this has some drawbacks, right? Um, because now this ties a man's part of man's masculinity to a woman and his progress to a woman. And even though this is an ancient thing that's been programmed into men to motivate men to get off their ass, this is still a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because sex should have never been the motivator. Damn. That's this could have been the fatal flaw, right? Because this is true. This is true, right? If you had the primary reason why men were if you've been programming men for eons that to go out there and be a provider and protector, so you can so you can procreate and have sex, then that would cause a problem for today if women made sex so just available, and women have to be has to be to blame for that one, right? With the whole sexual revolution, and as it says, it acknowledges women as the gatekeepers to sex, right? And as a man, you have to show your prowess. That exists in nature. The lion has to show that. The bull elephant has to show that, right? Um, my problem with that is that you're it's like you're attaching your progress as a man to a woman. Still, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because the women decide to open up their box and make it freely that you as a man. Oh shit! I haven't even shared this tab. Son of a bitch! Damn it! Oh, I did. Oh, my fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Share this right here. My fault. So I was reading this. So procreation as a civic duty. Y'all could go look up this page if you want to yourself. So procreation as a civic duty. So the passport bros are doing their civic duty by by pursuing women in other in other countries, right? Let me read it for y'all. For every society erects standards of manhood that are designed to motivate men to overcome passivity and timidity inherent in human nature in order to perform the often hard and dangerous tasks that are needed for community to survive and thrive. So, see, a community was based upon a man. In black culture, we base the success of the community based upon the woman. That's probably why we fucking failing. Other cultures depended their success upon the man going out there and doing things. Three P's: a man wins honor for himself and gains other benefits as well, while at the same time contributing to society, collective stability, and power. Now, this is where I talked about while where in various societies. Let's see. While modern tend to link sex, right? This is where I was talking about how, while I was reading, where it was a man's job to continue the birth rate and the man's job to procreate more women and children to have a more fiercer society, right? Same goes for up here, correct? So, hot pursuit. Let's read this. Key to fulfilling one's role as procreator was acting as an initiator, and the requirement began with the seduction process. In cultures across the world, the man is expected to make the first move, engage in aggressive courtship, and not fear rejection as he does so. If it takes two to tango, how did the charge to initiate courtship and seduction end up at the man's feet? Well, the reality of it, even if unpleasant to acknowledge and contemplate, can likely be traced to male autonomy and polygamy. While a woman can only grow a maximum of 2 babies in a room at a time, as creators of a limitless amount of sperm, the number of children a man can produce is hypothetically limited only by the time he can invest in copulation. Since we're all biological organisms driven to reproduce our kind, and since men generally have more inducing testosterone, it has long been thought and behaviorally borne out that men have a higher sex drive than women, and men can hypothetically act on that drive whenever he wishes. Since in sexual act, the male is the penetrator and the woman the penetrator. This is why I don't like a woman say, "Ask a man, can I fuck?" When a black woman say, "Can I fuck you?" or that's why that term fucking bothers me, because it makes it sound like she's the penetrator, and the man is getting penetrated. Well, we know who's so. It's like that's why I don't like when women say that. But I want to fuck that man, or let's fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when a woman speaks to me like that. A lot of you black men accepted that bullshit. She could say, "Can you? I would like to get fucked by you." Or I want you to, or she wants to get smashed by you or get fucked by you. But she shouldn't be telling you, "Oh, I want to fuck you. Or I want to fuck that man." That's what it sounds like when they're saying that they're trying to penetrate you. So be careful when women say that to you, or check that shit and correct her for saying that shit to you. In primitive polygamous society, because men had multiple wives, it also meant that some had none, forcing these men to undertake dangerous raids on neighboring villages to rape their women and kidnap. So my bad. Sorry, YouTube. Grape their women and kidnap soon-to-be brides. So this is why polygamy was dangerous, and this is in primitive societies. So polygamous may be in nature, but just because it was natural, don't mean it was the right thing to be. There's a lot of things in nature that is wrong. As societies modernized and monogamy became the common standard, men gained a more and less equal shot at finding a mate, and more and religious codes developed that sought to temper and channel men's sexual energy towards one woman at a time. Kidnapping and rape were dropped from the wife procurement process, but the charge to be the initiator remained. As mentioned, so polygamy may have been natural, but it was more primitive and it was chaotic. But monogamy, yeah, which I like to claim is not natural, say it's not natural, but it was created and it gave them more structure. Right? What began as rational for violence transformed into a chivalrous act. Since men were taught to be stoic, women supposedly had more tender feelings. The men willing to shoulder the risk of doing the asking and potentially weathering the sting of being turned down, it became a gentlemanly thing to do. the potent procreator, right? So this goes on and on and on and on. So these things have been programming a man's masculinity for eons. Oh, this shit is about oh shit. Okay. I'm gonna check out this. I'm gonna check this more of this site out. We're not gonna go to that. All right. Takes two to tango. So the oh, this sounds interesting. I might do a reading of this one day. No, so the passport bros, they actually operate in the masculinity by doing that. By going overseas and pursuing women. Right? Let's go to what it says biblically. He who chooses a wife. Proverbs. Find a good spouse. You find a wife, and even more, the fear of God. So he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor of the Lord. So it's a biblical imperative for men to find a wife. It doesn't say found a wife staying in America. It just says found a wife. All right. Uh, he who founded a wife. So biblically, the passport bros are moving how they're supposed to move in their masculinity. All right. Let's go. All right. Let's look up some passport bros on the internet that are successful. All right. Yeah, I've never seen so much hate towards black men who are passport bros. Like I have never seen ever in my life. Every time, and you know what's worse? I would expect white men to hate passport bros. I'd even expect Asian men to hate passport bros. I understand why women, black American women, would hate passport bros, but other black men hate passport bros. That sickens my motherfucking stomach. It disgusts my stomach. Anytime I hear these niggas, anytime I hear black men speak against other black men and how they want to run their life, it I feel you're a bunch of traitors. You're a bunch of infidels working on the behalf of black women or working for black man's enemy, the white man. That's how I feel you are. Because I don't see white men arguing with each other over what's a real man. White men do what feel is best for them and fuck what you think about it. Sheesh. Or because what you believe is a man, or because you want to stay stuck in America and deal with the modern bullshit in America and pretend it don't exist in your bubble. All right, let's go. Let's look up. And every time you see a brother that's successful, they don't the dating cultures, they don't acknowledge dudes. They still call them as weak and they're not real men, even though they found a successful situation. And part of masculinity or being a masculinity or just a man is doing what's best for you. So by that logic, those men who went to move overseas for doing what's best for them, they're real men. Poor bros. Um, where is shit? There's a couple passport rows up here. Zoom to Thailand. There we go. Andrea and Andrea Love.
Colombia.
And you know,
And
I want black women to actually go find a white man to date. I want the interracial dating for black women to increase from 12% to 30%. I actually want that to happen. I don't want black women to feel that black men are holding them hostage. You know what I'm saying? And if that's what make black women happy, by all means, do your thing. Don't hold yourself obligated to a culture or any kind of cultural standard that you feel is holding you back. And the logic should go for black men. Right? Be happy. I want y'all to be happy. Us.
here's the other part. Much of his episodes, he films himself. This man is out here from Toronto, Canada, living his best life after losing his sight, encouraging others with disabilities that they can do it too, traveling with others with disability, as well as most countries he's been to by himself. And you got a passport, sight, and everything else, and yet, and he's filming his
Blind nigga could find happiness with a passport and going overseas. Even blind niggas is finding better life overseas.
his own footage. Now, much of his footage, he does have somebody that assists him, but most of it, he films himself. Point and let the camera roll. If he gets the shot, he gets it. If he doesn't, so be it.
Y'all ain't got no excuses, man. The lies we tell ourselves, the lies we tell. The brother eating good. The brother is eating good. NDR.
He in Dominican Republic.
NDR.
Y'all see brother and shit. Sheldon the blind.
Look at them thumbnails.
This nigga.
Look at those man. Stop it, man. Stop this masked man. This can't be true. This got it for some of you guys. He's got to be lying. It can't be true. You got a blind dude.
He going to the motherfucking mount.
You got the blind dude looking out on the terrain in DR in Santo Domingo, in Santiago. You can't even get to Santiago because you keep holding yourself back. Come on, brothers. If this brother can accomplish this goal, come on, man. You guys can accomplish.
Letting these black American niggas who never been out the country shame you into dealing with the bullshit in black culture.
You can, man. If you
black men been fighting to uphold the black community for since he's been here, since 1500, since he's been here in America, and black men still don't get respect for that. Man,
you've only been to one country, the United States. You're doing yourself a disservice. This brother got the harp in hand in Prague, Czech Republic. No, he ain't just going to DR. This brother got the harp in hand. Look at this. This dude is doing it. No excuses. What's holding y'all back? This him in London. Him in Prague.
Get it done.
Brixton Village in London.
He in London. This blind nigga going all over the place.
Once again, the ladies. The ladies.
On them women. Blind nigga with game.
Frankfurt, Germany. We talking. Well, come on now. Let's be real with it.
So why
let's be real with it. Shout out to these brothers.
Why you ain't talking to Andre and Andrea Love Crossing? Why you ain't talking to this blind nigga who's a pass pro bone over there being successful? Because y'all want to push the narrative that black women are pushing against black American men. Y'all want to go with that narrative?
This dude is the living epitome to this song.
Again.
All right, Sheldon, I'm gonna drop.
It's black men, you are free. And do not obligate yourself to any country that doesn't respect your 3 P's of manhood. Don't obligate yourself to no woman, no country, nor society till they respect you. Now, you still maintain those 3 standards. I'm saying, just don't obligate yourself to people who don't respect them. All right? So.
Drop it for you right now. I will drop it for you right now. So you've been sitting back watching all these compliments, listening to the compliment section. Give me a second, Sheldon. I'm about to drop it for you right now, brethren. This is just for Sheldon to pop up and come up. So shout out to you. This man been listening to these compliments just flowing from my larynx. Let me continue on while this brother gets ready to come on. This brother's in Germany with the ladies. With the
ladies.
Lisbon, Portugal.
This nigga, the blind nigga.
With the ladies. The ladies in the food, fellas. The ladies in the food.
Now you see why so why you don't push the positive narrative? Why do black? Well, see, that's what I'm saying. From the dating coaches, yeah, always push the negative narratives about black men. that are passport bros. The same narrative that has been pushed by that was being pushed by my bad, I play video games over here. That's being pushed by black women. That's what I call black American men effeminate. Because I push the same negative narratives that black women push over here against the passport bros. It's nothing different. It's nothing unique. It's nothing unique or original. That's why you're pushing it. The narrative that y'all pushing against the black American passport bros is that they're suckers and they get finesse and they're being tricked on and all that other goofiness. It's nothing. It's nothing of your own mindset. It's nothing original. Nothing. It's the same thing the black women say. And you don't even know if it's most or some. It's just an assumption. Right? All right. So, let's continue.
He's in Berlin. Come on now. What excuses are you
wild
giving
nigga
yourself
getting
that
finesse?
that lie that you keep telling yourself? Look at this.
Is he getting finesse?
He got the sister in London.
Is
You know what I'm saying? Showing UK love. Shout out to UK.
Are they using them to send
Costa
money?
Rica.
You don't know that.
Come on, the
But
ladies.
just like black women, the
in
black
Joko
American
Beach.
men will find a way to say,
Once
"Oh,
again, we got the
I don't really
ladies.
love him."
It's time to get it done. He's absolutely correct. It's time to get it done. For you dudes that sit back and watch Passport Bros just for the entertainment and watch, El Guapo's channel or watch Tailor Made Dreams or you watched Richie Mac's channel and it was just pure entertainment for you. Bruh, no. I'm gonna drop that link one more time for you, Sheldon. Take your time, brother. Get everything in order. We are here for you, brother.
Now again, I understand if
He said his spit game must be vicious.
white men were doing it.
Hey man, when you see this brother's personality,
White men are known for going to other countries and telling the people of that country that you're weak not to fuck with black men that go over there. So white men are known for doing that. All right, white men are known for doing that. White men are known for if a black guy goes to Japan and the white men over there, they're known for telling the local Japanese that black men are somebody you shouldn't be dealing with. They're not good people to deal with. So I understand if white American men were doing that because they don't want the competition. They want to be the only ones to be, to date overseas. I understand that. But the thing is that black men are not just going to Japan or Thailand or any of that. They're going to Africa. There are a lot of black men going to African black countries with black folks over there. All right. So
I can see how he pulling them. I was talking about this brother when I finished picking up one of the brothers from the airport, right? I was talking about this brother while I was driving. And I kid you not. I was thinking I was so excited about interviewing this brother because his personality is so freaking magnetic. That's why I knew interview him now because this brother's about to blow up with all these interviews he's going to be doing. And I kid you not. It ain't gonna be too many people within the next 6 months. It ain't gonna be too many people that's gonna be able to get him on camera.
Coaches, they don't bring it.
Y'all gonna have to pay a fee. What was free yesterday won't be free.
Dating coaches, they don't review the positive narratives about black American pastor bros that going out there and being successful. The dating coaches, they only highlight the negative and make the negative as it's the majority or the most. And even if it's a positive part, they still view those men as being weak.
Today.
So shout out to the black men like Andrea and Andrea Love Carlson that show out the positive in black men, black American going out there and having success. Because it's always a negative narrative against black men. And all of you passport bros on YouTube, y'all need to come out and do your thing and push back.
I kid you not. This brother's got an excellent personality.
Don't let these black American men who are shaming you scare you.
Yeah, I can see him pulling women. It is no shyness about this brother. He like me. Ain't no shyness. There is no shyness.
The truth? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sheldon tonight is going to help us establish this as a place of truth. Shout out to you, brother.
My apologies for being late.
Oh, man, you right on cue. Right on cue. We were just talking about and watching one of your videos. That helped us actually watch your 2-minute intro video for your channel. And you talked about how you have the glaucoma or the hereditary glaucoma that end up affecting your sight. Could you give us, before we get started with anything else, run down the history of hereditary glaucoma, how it is a part of the history of your family, as well as how it impacted you?
Yes, sir. So
I'm not gonna
and
go on. I'm gonna look for some other videos from this. Want to take over from his view? Corey Holcomb moving to Thailand. Oh shit, he did interview with the Anger Man. I'm not looking at that. And this brother even knows you what not to do over there he even give you the game on what not to do over there. We're not gonna go into all of that right now. Wow. He even tells you, he even give you game how to go over there. Man. Man. Oh, I remember this. You even hear black Americans say they don't want to rent to other black Americans. Oh, so this brother actually give you a balanced game, what to do, not to do. So I could tell this brother has actual game because he tell you what to do, and he got videos on what to do, what not to do when you're out there. Okay, so let's see.
I just want to run their ass to Colombia.
Oh, that's all good.
Because guys don't know how to get women to respect them. And so they go to these foreign countries, Brazil, Colombia, all these other countries where women are quote unquote more feminine, right? Yeah. Because they can't get the American women to respect them.
Do men get out of trying to keep men from having options? And the crazy thing is, man, there's so many content creators who just sit and pander going against men having options. They're against the passport, bro.
And so they want to run to those countries because they quote unquote supposed to be. I have no idea.
What do you get against that? I get it if you gave an honest balance
submissive.
critique. Huh? I get if you gave a balanced, honest critique and you acknowledge the reason why passport bros are leaving America because you gave an honest critique of the women and their bad behavior as is what you're supposed to be doing, but you're not. You're not doing that. You're not giving a balanced critique. You're not saying why the passport are leaving. You're not acknowledging the bad state of affairs with the women. And you have to pay attention to what the women are doing. They're in your house doing something in your house. That's what they're doing. They're in your house, in a man's house, benefiting from masculinity. Why would you not pay attention to what they're doing? And if you don't pay attention to what they're doing, and they're doing something that goes against your law, it's going to be your fault because under your watch, you didn't pay attention to what they were doing. That doesn't make any sense. You tell men not to pay attention to what the women are doing. Well, if they're in your house benefiting from your masculinity and doing things that goes against your laws and your principles, you have to pay attention to it. That's like telling men not to pay attention to the fox for the fox. That's what that's like. That's like telling a man not to watch for the fox, or not to watch for the snake, or not to watch for the threat, because women can become a threat to you. They can bring other influences in your house, and that's what feminism was. Feminism was women doing something, and because men did not pay attention to that movement or took it serious, look what it's become. Women have become a threat because men were not paying attention to what the women were doing. And now they've become a thing where now you can't do anything about it. All right? So, let's continue.
You keep talking, man. They're even against me for even speaking of men who wanting traditional women. But what do they get out of it? What are they trying to gain? Okay, I understand that women have a point of view and it affects them in a negative way for good men to leave them and to see them as not a viable option. I get how that can be hurt. I get.
Yeah, but women, if you're not somebody that the men are gonna pick, why you want good men to pick women that are bad? You're not good women according to what those men say is a good woman. So why you want him to pick you? You're not somebody he's supposed to be picked. And then if he do pick you, he's gonna be as irresponsible and it's his fault for picking you because you picked a bad woman. So if you're being a bad woman, he's not gonna pick you. He's gonna find a woman somewhere else. And black men, don't let people lie to y'all and tell y'all that black men haven't been leading. Black men for years have been telling, before black men have gone on this internet, black men for years have been telling black women what to do. But every time when black men try to tell black women what to do now, what? Been telling black women, playing a video game back here in the background. Every time when black men tell black women what to do, they always either say, well, the reason why we don't listen to you is because you don't make enough money. When black men started to make enough money, and on average black men make 50K, then they would swap it to, well, black men, you're not emotional, you don't have enough good character. When black men are getting a good character, then they say they weren't emotionally intelligent enough. Then they upped it to 6 figures. So black women have made it an excuse on why they won't become traditional women. But in other cultures, women are going to be traditional regardless if the men are not traditional. Meaning that other women of other cultures, they're going to be consistent. You see what I'm saying? The women are going to be consistent with themselves. So if black women, if the way how you operate with yourself is, or the reason why you won't follow your man is because he won't live up to your enemy standards, then that's your fault. Because even though the black man is not living up to his standards, you can still be traditional. That doesn't give you an excuse to be disrespectful and out of line and goddamn be a 3 or 4. You cannot be a 3 or 4 and still be. You can still be traditional and just not get in a relationship with black men that don't meet the criteria. You can still be that, but that's not what's happening. Black women are asking black men who've met the criteria to be in a relationship with them, and they're not meeting any criteria. Black women want black men to get in a relationship with them, with black women who are 3 or 4s, who are hot girl summering up, who are out of line, who are disrespectful. That's what they want. That's what they want from black men. That's what they want. They want black men to get into relationships with unworthy black women. And then if black men get into those relationships, they're going to blame the black man for doing that. That's what's going to happen. Let's keep going.
How they can have some type of feeling about it because you're saying we're not good enough for you. I get that from women. But men, what are you getting from it? Like this guy.
Supposed to be more submissive. But at the end of the day, if you can't make a woman submit over here, then going over there, you're gonna make a woman be able to submit.
Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on, wait. So you could just say this about men.
How do you make a woman submit? How do you make a woman submit? You can't make a woman do anything. She has to want to submit to you or choose to submit to you. You can't make a woman do anything. And if the woman over here don't want to submit to you, that's on her. That's her going over in her free will and saying, I want to submit to this man for whatever reason. So that's her fault why she don't want to submit. Not that man. You can't make a woman submit something she doesn't want to. We cannot force submission. So I don't know. I don't understand.
Right? You can say that men are only looking for women because they can't get women here in the U.S. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What you're saying is not even true. What you're saying is you have no facts on it. You're just trying to state something.
Nobody knows
something you don't even know. You don't talk to these men. You don't know these men, but you're making us.
That's the same shit that the dating coaches say that. That's the same talking points that the women say. Black women say black men are going voting overseas because they can't get no box. Well, when black women were not going overseas, it was saying the same thing. Well, the reason why black men are complaining is because they can't get no box. Now, when black men are going overseas and being successful and getting box and then getting into a relationship, now it's the same thing. It's the same talking points. The dating coaches say the same thing, and the niggas hating on the pastor bros is the same thing. It's their suckers, it's their lames, it's they can't get no box in America, or they're losers. It's no original talking point. It's the same talking points, nothing original or new. It's no original talking point. The dating coaches will say the reason why niggas can't get going there overseas is because they're weak and they're losers. The women say the same thing. It's no original talking point. No original thought. All the same thoughts. And they're saying it because the women are saying it. Nobody said that about white men. Nobody said that about white men. It's just ridiculous, bro. In my opinion. Anyway, let's go.
Assumption. So why do we listen to you, especially when your track record shows this?
Women about resources. Get you some resources, sell that bitch a dream, bitch to sleep, and then dump that bitch to the side of the road.
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Oh, whoa, wait. Hold on, wait a minute. So how do you feel about women?
We all know they tramps and sluts.
So when it comes to American,
if black men are going overseas to find love, that's not what Alpha, this nigga over here is saying. This nigga is talking about dumping bitches. Dumping and losing bitches. The nigga that he showed in the clip was talking about dumping bitches. Black American men say they going overseas to find love. Or when that love and appreciate them, which I see nothing wrong with that. There's not weak in a man for wanting a woman to love and appreciate him for what he think he do. Now, what he need to add into that is respect. More important than love, that woman should respect you. That's what you should be going over to define respect. Right?
Women, you say you don't even care about them, but you want to try to prevent men and talk about men who going looking for traditional women. See, you're not looking for a wife. I have no problem with this guy. I watched a couple of his videos. I've seen his content.
I have no
I enjoy
problem
his
with the dating coaches. I got no problem with Mr. Lucario. If you want to live in a remember, I said my position is black men are free to operate in the way you wish to operate. So long as you're operating in masculinity, or the 3 P's of masculinity: protect, provide, and procreate. You're upholding that man standard that's been upheld for generations before me. But black men are free. I have no issue with Mr. Lucario, Steve the Dean, 1950, because I said black men are free. You're not obligated to anybody but yourself, and what you choose to obligate your 3 P's of masculinity or manhood to. I have no issue with that. My issue is that when black men go against other black men, and then you want to push the same narrative that black women been pushing against black men. It's not even original. Listen, black women will say black men are losers. If black men are doing something if black men are doing something that black women don't agree with. That's what they're based black men being losers on. Black women call you gay for anything. They call you gay for watching Star Wars. For liking to watch Star Wars. They say you're a loser for dating white women. They say you're a loser for dating black women don't even like when black men date light skin. They call you a colorist. Right? So come on.
This content is very entertaining, but I just don't like when men speak down on men without reason. He has no freaking reason.
Without reason or original thought. The passport bros say they're losers. It's the same talking points that's been said against black men for years. Nothing original.
Okay, yes, he's trying to be a guru of talking to men about how to become a man and get women in the US. I get it. That's your niche. But don't you try to downplay men who date women globally, where it takes more.
And the coach, you would push the good and bad side of dating, or not only in America, but dating across the board. You wouldn't be pushing a negative narrative about black American men that date overseas. You'd be pushing the positive narratives too if you're a dating coach. If you're a dating coach, you're talking about the dynamic between men and women globally, not just here in America. And if you're a dating coach, you acknowledge the good and bad about women in the dating game. If you're talking about having game, if game encompasses the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, and you taking what you've learned or acquired or experienced to help you navigate throughout the game of life, right? Then you would speak about all aspects, the good and the bad. Not just painting your own personal or subjective narrative. You talk about the objective truth of it too. If you're saying you're a dating coach, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a dating coach, so I don't really know. But anyway.
Skilled in what you say you got. It takes a skill of being adaptable.
Adaptation.
Yeah, it requires you to be adaptable because these men are going to different countries, foreign countries. They learning in different languages. They learning about different cultures to be appealing to these women. So even what you're talking about, bro, they have to know your skill or what's going on in the US. They have to adapt to every other country that they want to go to. If anything, these men have more skills than someone like this guy. But again,
if those men are going, if the passport bros are going to South Africa, going to Jamaica, the Caribbean, they going to Asia, to Thailand and Japan, and they have to learn different cultures and different languages, they would have acquired a lot of skills from different areas and how to date in those areas outside of America, just America, which means they have more dating game. They got global game, more game than the dating coaches. Dating coaches, the American dating coaches, your game is just regulated to America. The passport bros, because they travel, their game is more global. For the passport bros, you guys get game. You got knowledge, information, wisdom, and facts, and you take what you learn to help you navigate in other countries. So y'all got game too.
He don't see it because one, he sounds like he's a captain saying
You taking your passport, knowing to take your passport to get on the plane to go to another country. That's game with itself. You gotta know the passport. You got to get to your airport on time. You got to know about the country you're going to, information. You have to apply what you know to get to that country. That's game.
but he's not. He's a chameleon, and women fall for this. Men don't listen to this. There are men who are in chameleon, or what they call a hypocrite. It's one who wear a mask.
I'm about solutions. Go out and get you a nice car. Start dressing Bella. Bitch to sleep, and then toss the bitch to the side of the fucking road.
That's what a hypocrite is they have something to say about men having decisions and men having options. And the whole point this guy talk about is men having options. The reason he said go work out and get your money up and focus on you.
Just like a dating coach would tell you to do the same thing. A dating coach would tell you to do the same thing, go out there and approach different women. So right there, when you say that, the game is about the women. That's why I say the game is about the man first before it's about the woman. Why I say that is because the man has to initiate, but the woman has to choose to accept your initiation or your lead, right? Because when you're doing something, right, and you're leading, as long as the women are in your house and benefit from your masculinity, it's about the women. It's about the man first before it's about the woman. Because she still has to choose to follow you and want to be up under your covering or your leadership. So the game isn't just about the man. No, the game is just about the man first before it's about the woman. But the dating coaches will tell you, talk to different women every day, date different women every day, pursue women every day. They tell you to engage with women. So as long as you're engaging with women and you need game how to engage with women, the game is about the women. It's just that the game is about the man first.
It's for you to have more options. Yet he against men having options globally. Come on, bro. Don't even make no sense.
Now, so what I teach the guys, I'm about teaching guys self-improvement. Go out and get you a nice whip. Go out and get your body right. Go out and start dressing better. Get you a better job. Sell a dream. Go down and toss it to the side of the road and get you another money.
Man, I've seen so many videos of just dudes coming in trying to be spokespeople or have something to say about something they don't know. You don't even know about it, bro. But yet you got something negative to say about it. You can't wait to celebrate a downfall. Now, again, me personally, being ignorant, I didn't understand it either. And I'm talking about this was at the end of last year. I didn't understand it until I saw Miss Universe. Until I saw that, I didn't get why men were traveling for women. But then I saw all these women all around the globe from every country from A to Z. And I'm like, wait a minute.
One thing
I could just simply
disagree with the passport bros is that, see, I'm balanced. I could tell you what I agree. I can agree with the passport bros, but still tell you the things I don't like about that movement, but still respect their decision and speak about things that I don't like. So I could be balanced. I'm not an extremist. Is that the passport bros like to push an illusion like the women over there, like you won't run into the same general problems with women over there, right? You're still gonna have issues where you're gonna find women that are gold diggers and trying to finesse you. That's just women in general. There's always gonna be women that try to shortcut the game. that want to do something without having to work for your masculinity. There's women going to be like that everywhere in the country. So I don't like when men, the passport bros who are going over there, are making it seem as if when you go over there and you find these gold and silver line bullet women, that shit's gonna be better. No, you still gotta have to watch out and be on your P's and Q's. Like, and me, I don't like being put in the delusion of hubris. You know what I'm saying? And that's why men don't like being too comfortable. Because when you're being too comfortable, you tend to be deluded. You depend to put yourself in a hubris like the Jedi. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I respect people like Andre the Cross Lovin, because they give you the truth. So
throw a dart at a map and hit a beautiful woman. So I'm not subject to the women here. Like, that's the philosophy. That's the reason I started this Kings Wanted. But I see so much negative talk from men like this. This is from a queen, but not really, who got something to say. Oh, I'm the simp. Because we don't want stuff like this. We don't want that. We're not looking for that. We're not interested in that. But you have no problem jonesing and trying to talk about somebody when you look like this, trying to thirst trap men. Nobody's looking for you. Nobody's checking for you. Plus, your status say that you married. Dude, enjoy your life. Don't worry about what men doing, because one, you can't have them. Two, you can't trick them. Because one, you can't have them. Two, you can't trick them. All right? So you're not tricking no real men. We can.
The fact that men want to get other men in line before you get the women in line. Focus on how you want to operate instead of telling other men how to operate. If you can check other men, but you can't check your woman, the weaker sex that you say is supposed to submit to you, but you can check other grown-ass men, I don't want to hear nothing you saying. What you talking about? It's weak for a man to check women, then it's weak for you to check other men. Then it's disrespectful for you to check another man. Another lion ain't gonna check another lion. If a lion trying to check a lion, we about to throw these hands. It's just throw the hand time. Right? If another silverback gorilla is talking about he gonna check the next gorilla, they finna throw some fucking hands. Back in the day, if you try to check another man, I was walking outside and throwing them hands. 50 paces is doing a gun salute. Another gun salute. 50 paces and you are shooting guns, throwing these guns. And throwing guns. So
look right through this, past this costume, and tell what you really are. So just cut it. Cut it. You're not helping women. You're not helping the culture. You're not helping anything. You just want to come in Jones, but you picked the wrong one. Because I can talk back. I ain't the Samuels. I got time. I got time, baby. I can come in. I don't mind.
All right, so shout out to this brother. Subscribe to your channel, Super IR man. But anyway, I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna speak a little bit right here. Yeah. So the fact that whenever black men make a decision to do what's best interest in themselves, and it affects black women, and black women get upset about it. And and then when black men make a reasoning why, if black men say the reason why they don't want to date black women is because they are 304s, they don't respect me, they're too loud and obnoxious and masculine, and it upsets. Say you're a player, right, and you benefit from hookup culture in the black community. And the reason why, and then right now in the black culture, black women are used to going out there and being a 304 and then benefiting from finding a good dude after that. So now, if you're a player, you're a Mac, and you benefit from that, right? You benefit from playing the field with black women, and now the black men who would have saved those women from being 304s are not going to date them because that's what they're doing, right? And the black men say, well, the reason why I'm dating outside my race is because black women out here being 304s, they're out here having big body counts. They're going to find more traditional women. And now the black women are getting upset and saying, damn, we're going to either close our box up so we could get back our black men. Of course, the players who are benefiting from hookup culture are going to be upset with that. So they're going to come out and do the old school shaming tactics on those men and call them suckers and lames and cornballs, because they know that in the black culture, that being a trick or being a sucker or being a cornball is a negative to black women. Is a negative to black women. So now, if you paint that narrative that those passport bros are nothing but negative narrative against passport bros, that they're just tricks and suckers and all the other stuff, you're not going to see a value in those men to change up your ways, to stop what you're doing. So that's why them players are doing it. They're fucking up the game. They're fucking up the game. Hold on, sorry. They're fucking up the game so that the women keep being what they're being. You know what I'm saying? Because the women were about to change their shit up because of the passport bros. They're about to change their shit up and actually shift their attitude. Then right until then, the niggas that were benefiting from hookup phase and hookup culture, guess what? The players in the Max that came out, they shamed them niggas, and the women jumped in right along with the shaming. Said the same, talking about the reason why they going over there because they can't get no box. Well, so what if that was the reason, right? If the women wanted to keep them over here, just give them some box. That's not a bad reason. That the reason why they're going overseas is because they can't get no box over here. If they can't get no box over here, it's because the women won't give them the box. Remember, the women control the access to sex. And the reason why black women said they didn't want to give no box is they were too broke and dusty. Remember? They were too broke and they were too dusty to give them box. And by the way, when black women say a black man is broke and dusty, they're talking about the guy that's making $50K and above. That's what they're saying is broken dusty. They're saying that the guy that's broken dusty won't buy them a Birkin bag, or won't buy them a $200 ring, or won't take them on 50 dates to trick on them. That's what black women in America mean when they say broken dusty. They're saying black men who will not they talk about any man that will not pay for their lifestyle, pay for their weave, to go on trips with them. That's what they call them, broken dusty. So, but it's just ridiculous. And you have to say to yourself, why are other men shaming other black men? I get it if white men did it. I get it if any other group outside of black men did it. I completely would understand. But other black men speaking against other black men organizations, it's just even the Nation of Islam, or brothers back in the day that were pro-black, even they had a code not to speak against each other. Even though they might disagree with each other's movements and organizations, they didn't really speak against each other. They didn't allow white people to make them fight against each other. So it's just crazy, right? They even got to a point where Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, we're gonna unite with each other and shit, right? So it's just ridiculous. But anyway, This is Kid Shorty Gamer Nation. Thank you for those who clicked the like and the share and jumped into view my channel. Yeah,